looking, picking when I really get to clicking, but I'm looking for a sister to the bottom when I kiss her. If you want some loving, just let me know.
Thanks for watching. Last video we went over all of the electronic stuff that I actually put in my PROLINE PRO-MT4x4 to finish it up. So that is a Castle Creations 1515 2200 kV motor, Mambo Master X ESC high-tech receiver, which I'm going to run with a high-tech Lynx 4S radio, a ProTech steering servo, brushless, super matte torque, everything. So all this is done so far. The only thing left to do is paint up the body. What I've been experimenting with now for a couple of months is double layers of masking. So the first thing that I did was I sanded the edges actually. So I used one of these Protoform sanding blocks just to make sure that all the edges are fully closed. That will just make sure that your body lasts a tiny bit longer. Afterwards I printed some logos in reverse. I washed out the body, of course, scuffed it a tiny bit, not over the windows but all the surfaces that are going to be painted. I scuffed those a tiny bit with a kitchen sponge, so with one of those Scotch-Brite kitchen pads, call it like that, just so you have some more surface for the paint to adhere to. I don't use dishwashing soap or shit like that, so I just use hand washing soap. Works really well. Just flush it out completely, make sure that you get rid of all of the water residue before you actually start masking it up. After that I printed out some logos. I do that in Photoshop, so I just print them in reverse, stick them to the outside of the body, so when you have them printed in reverse you can actually see them on the inside. Then I put my shell on a lamp, trace all those logos and make sure that they are fully cut, peel away the rest, and then I basically got the surface left that I need to paint. In this case I wanted to do something different, so I'm going to see if I can make some stars and some stripes and some stuff in the background. So I actually masked 2 additional layers. Now I didn't mask those on the body, or I didn't cut them on the body. What I actually did is I cut them on this cutting board. So that's where I just drew up some stars on some tape, cut them out, stuck them to the inside. After that I cut out some lines, stuck them over the stars. You will see all of that in the close-up, just so you know a tiny bit how that works. And right now I'm basically ready to put the background layer on. So I got like a bright gunmetal. This is one of the newer Tamiya colors. I got a regular gunmetal and then I got a black. Now of course the order in which you back all those colors. So for example, if you would back this bright gunmetal, if you would back it with a white, it would appear way lighter than it would when you back it with a black. So in that as well you can create some different tints. So what I'm going to do first right now is I think I'm going to spray it completely gunmetal. Maybe it will have a bit of a fade going on towards the back. Afterwards I'm going to paint all the stripes, so those are going to be peeled off. I'm not sure which color I'm going to use there, perhaps it's bright gunmetal. Afterwards I'm going to peel all of the stars, paint that, and then hopefully we will have some sort of contrast happening in that background. So that's what I'm going to do first. Alright, I filled in the entire background. The last thing that I need to do right now is back these stars with some black. Since that is something that I can do in one go, I'm also going to paint up all of the window frames and also all of the black that I want to appear in the logos. Some of these PROLINE PRO-MT4x4 logos on the side, for example, I cut like an extra strip, to put it like that. That's going to be black, and the rest of that is actually going to become, I think, neon yellow. I think that will be cool to finish it off with that color. So I only have one step left to do after I paint on the black. That's that yellow. Maybe some white here and there, but I guess we will see about that. After that, I'm going to cut the outside layer, see if I want to perhaps fill it in with some flat clear, make it appear a tiny bit meaner. But for now, the black first, a couple of layers just to make sure that I get rid of all the transparency as well. A lot of people, the biggest mistake that you can make, I think, is painting too thick. Now, if I turn the lamp on like this, you can see there's almost no paint on there, and I've already passed it like 4 or 5 times. So don't go and put too much paint on there, because it will just turn out really ugly. Your paint will creep under all of your tape and all of your masking and just mess up your paint job. You don't need a lot of paint to actually make it look good, because this is the way that you're going to see it, not with the lamp inside.
Without acting alone, had me control, had me control. You without have no soul.
Well, that's it, all done. Was this difficult to do? Absolutely not. I do encourage you to go and try it yourself, because it is a lot of fun, I think, to go see, and if you can create like a tiny bit of extra effect in that background. So in this case, the steps are basically you just do your regular first step, which is cutting some of the masking on the body. So that's what I did with the windows, for example, but also with all the logos that are on there. After that, you just take a cutting board and you start cutting some shapes on it. And put like 2 extra layers on it. Just see what you can do with that background, and also see what you want to have. It doesn't take a whole lot of paint, and it doesn't take a whole lot of skill to actually get like a few different things to look at in that background. So in this case, those stars and stripes, they're not like super in your face, but they do appear, and especially upon a closer inspection gives you something extra to look at. In this case, what I did is I started off with like a regular gunmetal. Then the second color that I used is, after I peeled off the stripes, is like a light gunmetal. That backs your first layer of gunmetal with like that lighter color and gives you a certain tint. After that I peeled all of those stars, spray those gunmetal again, and then I backed that with a black. So those stars, they're a lot darker than the majority of that background color, which is essentially the same color, but it's just the backing that makes all the difference. On the roof you will see a Venom logo for the Venom battery, ProTech RC for the servo, High-Tech for the Lynx 4S radio that I'm using in this truck, Castle for the Mamba Master X, and also the 1515 motor, of course HemiStorm because that's the channel that you're watching, and then over the sides PROLINE PRO-MT4x4. It doesn't have to appear complete on the side of a truck to get you basically a hint of what you're trying to say. So in this case you can tell that there's like a huge chunk missing of that logo just because there's a wheel arch in the way. Same on this side, but it doesn't matter. Just use all of the surface that you have and see that you can get like a tiny bit more creative. People will know, of course, that this is a PROLINE PRO-MT4x4. It doesn't need to spell it out completely in order for people to understand that. So I encourage you, go have some fun painting. I'm gonna have some fun packing this thing down because I'm taking it to Motorama. Depending on when you're watching this, next weekend I will be at Motorama, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, I believe it is called. Really looking forward to that. So this is one of the trucks that I'm actually bringing. You can find me at the Castle booth. I hope to see a lot of people over there. I know there's a lot of my friends going, and I'm really looking forward to having some fun over there. It's one of the, I think, the biggest or coolest RC events over on that coast. What else? If you want to have any more info about what I did over here, products that I used, you will find all of those in the video description box. Before I forget it, the code HemiStorm10 will give you an instant 10% discount on all of the items in the ProLineRacing.com website. So whether that is a PRO-MT4x4, any of their other trucks, wheels, tires, bodies, accessories, you name it, 10% discount. You don't have to be a subscriber to my channel or whatnot to use it. So make sure you pass it around to your friends, and I hope you will put it to some good use. I will make sure that this video is part of a playlist, so you can go check out the unboxing, the installment of all the electronics and all that stuff. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you want to be ahead of what I'm doing over here, Facebook and Instagram are in the video description. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because it's free. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Back on.